We've all seen those cinematic trailers that promise a revolution only to deliver a total mess on launch day, right? Lately, the technical leap in upcoming single-player titles has been so massive that our skepticism meter is permanently stuck at 100%. Is it actually possible for a console to render these worlds in real time, or are we just looking at high-budget smoke and mirrors? Today, we're breaking down the titles that look so visually impossible, they might just redefine what we call next-gen. Let's see if your PC or console is even ready for what's coming. Animal Use Protocol is a survival horror title that has been turning heads with a premise that is as disturbing as its visuals are impressive. You play as a chimpanzee trying to escape a terrifying laboratory, and the level of environmental detail in these sterile, blood-stained corridors is absolutely breathtaking. The way the light flickers off the scientific equipment and the realistic fur rendering on the protagonist make it feel like a high-end animated feature rather than a game. It's got a heavy, oppressive atmosphere that uses photorealism to make the stakes feel uncomfortably real and personal. If the stealth mechanics are as polished as the hyper-detailed textures, this will be one of the most unique and haunting experiences in years.
There you are. All better.
You patched me up?
Mm-hmm. I-03367. They are Pragmata.
Whoa, hang on a second. Don't you have a name or something? I'm good. Get behind me!
I think I can help.
Targets identified.
Pragmata is Capcom's mysterious sci-fi project that has been living in our heads rent-free ever since that first cryptic reveal on the moon. The level of detail on the little girl's expressions and the robotic bodyguard's metallic plating is so sharp it feels like a pre-rendered Pixar movie rather than actual gameplay. You have to wonder, how is the PS5 supposed to handle those complex reflections and realistic physics without turning into a jet engine? It's a bold, enigmatic vision that pushes photorealism to a point where it genuinely feels like a technical gamble. If they pull this off, we're looking at a masterpiece of atmosphere that makes every other sci-fi title look like a low-budget toy. Hello Sunshine proves there's something deeply ambitious and visually arresting about the way this world is being built. Even if it looks peaceful at first glance, it has that rare quality where every single frame looks like a hand-painted piece of concept art come to life, blending vibrant colors with lighting that feels way too soft to be real. The developers are clearly aiming for a level of environmental storytelling that relies on your curiosity rather than just following a glowing waypoint. It's the kind of game that makes you stop every 5 minutes just to take a screenshot of the horizon. If the gameplay loop is even half as polished as that lighting engine, this is going to be a total sleeper hit.
there, Mike? I made my way in. Found some sort of administrative room. It's a total mess here.
Shit. They were really rushing out of there, weren't they? Alright, head to the dome. It might be your only...
IL is a game that, if you've seen the footage, probably has you still checking the dark corners of your room because the body horror is just that visceral. The way the flesh deforms and the environment reacts to every single gunshot looks like something out of a high-budget horror film, not a playable demo. It's got this grimy, wet realism that makes you feel the dampness of the walls and the weight of the terror around every corner. How they managed to get such fluid, disgusting animations without losing performance is the real mystery here. It's a bold step for survival horror, looking so polished that it's almost hard to believe you'll actually be the one in control very soon.
I'd like to say I'm not a violent man. The trouble just has a way of finding me. But I'd be lying. Doesn't matter where I go. How far I run. That's always waiting.
Marvel's Wolverine shows that Insomniac has already proven they can swing through New York, but giving Logan the R-rated treatment is a whole different beast for the studio. The brief glimpses we've had suggest a world that is gritty, tactile, and far more violent than anything we've seen in the Spider-Man series so far. You can almost feel the weight of those adamantium claws, and the environmental destruction teased looks like it's going to set a brand new bar for superhero games. Will it actually let us tear through rooms with that level of fidelity in real time? If anyone can bridge the gap between too good to be true and reality, it's the team that mastered the PS5 hardware. The Long Dark 2 moves from the iconic stylized look of the first game into a full-blown sequel, meaning expectations for atmospheric survival are through the roof. The developers are leaning into a more detailed world where the cold isn't just a stat on your screen, it's a physical presence you can see in the air. The lighting transitions between a frozen sunset and a deadly blizzard look so smooth they feel like a National Geographic documentary. It's all about that quiet, desperate beauty, making you feel tiny against a massive, uncaring nature that looks better than ever before. It's a visual evolution that promises to make every struggle for a fire feel like a cinematic triumph in the snow. Clive Barker's Hellraiser. Revival brings the master of macabre back to gaming, a move that has horror fans sweating, and the early visual concepts are nothing short of legendary. We're talking about a level of detail in the Cenobite designs that captures every stitch of leather and every glint of rusted metal with painful clarity. The environments look like they were pulled straight from a nightmare, blending architectural elegance with absolute gore in a way only Barker can. Is it possible to maintain this level of artistic dread throughout an entire campaign? If the gameplay matches this haunting aesthetic, it won't just be a revival, it'll be a total takeover of the horror genre. Light No Fire is Hello Games attempting the impossible again, a truly planet-sized fantasy world where every mountain can be climbed with 0 loading screens. The scale is so massive it sounds like a developer's lie, yet the footage shows lush forests and soaring dragons that look incredibly dense and alive. It's not just about the size, though, it's the variety of biomes and the way the water reflects the sky that feels like a generation ahead of its time. How do you populate a world this big with enough meaningful content to keep us engaged for hundreds of hours? It's an ambitious dream that, if realized, will make every other open-world game feel like a tiny backyard. Subnautica 2 arrives just when you thought it was safe to go back in the water, looking deep, dark, and terrifyingly beautiful. The bioluminescence of the new alien flora and fauna creates a neon-soaked underwater world that looks light years ahead of the original game's engine. Every ripple in the water and every creature's skin texture has been dialed up to 11, making the ocean feel like a living, breathing entity. It's that perfect mix of I want to touch that and I need to run away from that right now that makes the series so special. If the co-op integration doesn't sacrifice this level of visual fidelity, we're in for an absolute treat beneath the alien waves.
You think you're the Harbinger. You might be.
Mortal Shell 2 follows a Dark Souls-like hit, but the sequel looks like it's been injected with a massive budget and an obsession with particle effects. The armor sets have a metallic sheen and weight that look almost tangible, while the Gothic environments feel more expansive and oppressive than before. It's got that next-gen crispness where you can see every chip in the stone and every spark of magic during a parry. The combat animations look incredibly deliberate, emphasizing the shell mechanic with a fluidity that shouldn't be possible in such a detailed world. It's a grimdark fantasy that looks so polished, it's bordering on the surreal for an indie-turned powerhouse.
Have forsaken us for fear of the coming darkness consumes all but you, Lamp-bearer. Something stirs within you, something ancient. Powerful, hungry. So I ask you, will you harness this darkness within and deliver unto our so-called lords retribution?
Lords of the Fallen 2 is doubling down on the dual-world mechanic, with visuals that are frankly staggering. The way the game transitions between the land of the living and the dead looks seamless, with the Umbral Realm featuring some of the most creative art direction in years. The scale of the bosses is intimidating, but it's the small details like the way light filters through tattered capes that make it look too good. It's a technical showcase for Unreal Engine 5, proving that the gap between CGI trailers and actual gameplay is closing faster than most of us ever expected it to. If the performance holds up, this could be the ultimate visual benchmark for the genre.
That would have been foolish, would it not? They spread the plague just as well as adults. And there's only one way to stamp out this sickness. No! Not just a runner, but a fighter, too. Had we met under a different moon, things might have ended
The Blood of Dawnwalker is a project from ex-CD Projekt Red veterans that has prestige written all over it, featuring a dark fantasy world that looks lived in and incredibly gritty. The character models have a level of facial detail that conveys emotion even in the heat of battle, making the narrative stakes feel much higher than usual. It's clear they are focusing on a less is more approach to open worlds, where every location is handcrafted and visually distinct. The combat looks sharp and visceral, with blood physics that actually react to the environment in a realistic way. It feels like the spiritual successor to The Witcher we've been waiting for, wrapped in a beautiful new engine.
Do the same fire that one. Hey! What? Nothing ever changes. Hey, you! Get out of here!
Calm down. I'm going.
Good choice.
You have a good day, too. Don't those fucking excuses. You think this is a joke or what? Any reason you're still breathing? Stop! What's it, you idiot? What a fool.
One at a time, boys. There's the line. You had your share, mate. Get lost. Get lost.
Nobody wants.
Gothic 1 Remake takes a cult classic and gives it a modern facelift, which is a dangerous game, but it looks like it's honoring the original while looking spectacular. The old camp has been rebuilt with a level of density and life that makes the original look like a stick figure drawing in comparison. The lighting in the mines and the way the flora reacts to the wind creates a sense of place that is both nostalgic and brand new. It's all about the atmosphere here. That feeling of being a nobody in a dangerous world now rendered with high-end textures and modern shadows. For longtime fans, seeing this world look this good is almost an emotional experience they never expected.
Know who were the bad uns before even Ode? Us. That's who. Oh, they'd round us up. Or drown us down. Lest we come. Ooh, witches. And they were right. Aha! Ere blue blood is as old as Alkenstone.
Soulframe shows digital extremes, moving from the sci-fi of Warframe to a lush fantasy punk world that looks like a Ghibli movie directed by a heavy metal fan. The environments are overflowing with strange, ancient magic and overgrown ruins that look staggeringly detailed in motion. The combat is slower and more tactical than Warframe, which allows the incredible animations and spell effects to really shine on the screen. It has a very specific dreamlike aesthetic that feels totally unique in a sea of generic fantasy titles. If they can balance the live service elements with this level of visual storytelling, it's going to be an absolute powerhouse of a game for the studio.
Ago, you humans slaughtered each other until the whole world lay in ruins. And yet, you have been granted another chance in Auroria. It must be the will of your beloved mother goddess. However, I still have no trust in your kind.
ArcheAge Chronicles moves from a traditional MMO to a more action-focused approach, which has allowed the team to push the visual fidelity to an insane degree. The naval combat and world exploration look like they belong in a high-end single-player RPG, with water physics that are some of the best in the business. Every city and outpost feels packed with detail, from the way NPCs interact to the crumbling stone of ancient towers. It's a massive world that doesn't seem to compromise on the small things, making the scale feel earned rather than just empty space. It's an ambitious pivot that looks like it's going to set a new standard for the entire genre's visual identity.
I mean, sure, you get your mega fans,
You are like literally my favourite person.
your haters,
It's like a fan club, but we hate you.
your chancers, and the occasional giant toad, for some reason. But it's more than that. It's about the choices you make.
I'm a hero. I should do what I want.
We thought you could save her.
You know, it's your life and death stuff. That's what defines you, doesn't it? Really, stays with you. I knew this one hero. I took her in when she had nowhere else to go. Welcome to the most exclusive club in all of Albion.
Fable returns to Albion looking surprisingly grounded yet wonderfully whimsical, with a level of graphical polish that only a studio like Playground Games could deliver. We've seen the giant beanstalks and the quirky characters, and the skin shaders and hair physics are genuinely some of the best we've ever seen. It's that British humor, wrapped in a world that looks like a high-budget fantasy film, where even the vegetables look photorealistic. How they manage to keep the lighthearted tone while pushing such high-end visuals is a testament to their art direction. It's the Fable we remember, but rendered with a level of clarity that feels like a dream come true for Xbox fans.
Preparing to transfer now. This is your last chance to bail, June.
Do it.
Loaded weapon is a hell of a way to greet your new partner.
So you're June.
We're burning time. Now that we're all best of friends, let's make each other rich. I'm not just here to look pretty. I've got away with celestial tech. I see a lot of potential.
Exodus has Matthew McConaughey involved, and a team of BioWare veterans, so the expectations for a sci-fi epic are astronomical and the visuals match. The time dilation concept isn't just a story beat, it's reflected in the way the worlds evolve and the alien tech looks incredibly advanced and the cinematic quality of the dialogue scenes and the vastness of the alien landscapes look like they are pushing the current hardware to its absolute limit. It's a grand sweeping space opera that looks like it wants to be the next Mass Effect, but with a level of graphical fidelity that makes the old trilogy look like ancient history from a completely different era of gaming. Phantom Blade Zero is a kung fu punk action game that stunned everyone with combat that looks so fast and fluid, it almost looks like a pre-rendered cutscene. The way the protagonist carries multiple enemies and uses the environment for acrobatic finishers is a masterclass in animation work. It has a dark, rain-soaked aesthetic that makes every spark from clashing blades pop against the muddy, gritty world. Developers swear it's all real-time gameplay, but the speed and precision on display are so high it's hard not to be a little skeptical. If it plays half as well as it looks, we are looking at one of the most intense and visually striking action games ever made.
They're combing the streets. Searching house to house.
If they arrest you two, they will take you to their headquarters, and you will not return.
I'm more concerned with the 6-foot cat man who's got claws that can cut through vibranium alloy. By my count, that makes 2 super soldiers loose in Paris.
3, counting you.
And that's 2 too many.
I'll be there before the sun rises. Before the Germans, before that American. The Eye of Force has been found.
Please, just stick to the rooftops. Be careful, Stanwasami.
When am I not?
It's better.
Marvel 1943, Rise of Hydra features Amy Hennig back at the helm, and the Unreal Engine 5 inches showcase for this game was nothing short of a technical miracle. The facial animations of Captain America and Black Panther are so lifelike, you can see the micro-expressions and the pores on their skin. Set in occupied Paris, the environments look incredibly dense and historically accurate, blending superhero action with a gritty war aesthetic. It's a narrative-driven experience that looks like it wants to be the most playable movie ever created. The lighting and shadows alone make it look like it's running on hardware from 5 years in the future, setting a massive new bar. The boundary between imagination and reality is thinner than ever, with this too-good-to-be-true list growing more impressive by the day. From the photorealistic horrors of Animal Use Protocol to the historical detail of Marvel 1943, we are entering a truly surreal era for single-player games. But I want to hear from you. Which of these titles do you think will actually deliver on its visual promises? And which one is just clever marketing? Drop your predictions in the comments below, and let's argue about which GPU is going to survive the next 2 years. If you enjoyed this look at the future, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.